Dad, we got a ton of sweet corn. What should we do with it?
We're gonna grab some limes, some mayonnaise, some chili, and throw it on the grill. And we're gonna see what happens. Stick with us, and we're gonna show you how. We've got a ton of sweet corn, just like Xander was saying, and it's thanks be to God for a huge bounty in our garden and two little ones, your sister and your cousin, who went out and picked all of our sweet corn for us. So this time of year, upon filming, sweet corn is in full swing, and we're gonna show you maybe a different way that you haven't seen before to treat your sweet corn. Now, usually we shuck these things, completely take everything off, throw them in a pot of salted boiling water, and then slather them up with butter and eat corn on the cob. Lots of fond childhood memories of eating myself sick on homegrown sweet corn. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna use the grill outside to elevate our sweet corn in the way that we find in Mexico called elote. Elote is a style of street corn.
And Dad, why is it called elote?
Again, elote is Spanish for corn on the cob. It also can mean sweet corn. So that's what we've got, and that's what we're using. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
We love learning new things. And today we're going to do our part to show you how that is done. Now, a lot of people have seen elote, lots of different menus, both fast food and high-end chefs. Elote is a very popular thing these days. You'll see it kind of everywhere, from Taco Bell to fine dining. Today we're going to do it the traditional way as best we can. And if you stick around till the end, we're going to show you also a little bit more elevated, pinkies up version, like ones that I've done in the higher end fine dining over the course of my career. Today, we're going to show you how to do it the simplest way that we know how. It's going to come together in 10 minutes or less. You need maybe 3 or 4 pieces of equipment. Very, very simple. We're going to get behind our grill. We're going to give you a really quick recipe and instructions on how to do this.
Dad, what's this?
So this here, that's a really great question, Xander. This is the corn's silk. Now, you'll see it quite often here at the very top. Kind of looks like big threads and strings. It starts white, turns brown. This is the way that all of these corn kernels in here grow big and plump. Each one of our corn kernels is actually attached to a piece of silk. That's where the bees and the bugs will come in and pollinate the corn, and that helps create every single one of these corn kernels. So you've got your silk at the top, you've got your husk on the outside, and then you've got all your kernels on the inside. The kernels are what we eat. They're attached to the cob. The cob we do not eat because it's too fibrous. A little bit of a stem end down here too. So today, we're going to show you how to husk this, we're going to show you how to grill it, and we're going to show you how to season it up in the style of elote. We're going to go kick on our grill, we're going to get our hands washed, and we're going to meet you in the kitchen.
We'll see you there.
So the first and most important step of making a proper elote is getting our grill ready before we start anything. This will ensure that our grill is nice and hot and ready for us once our corn is husked and our steps begin to fly pretty fast. So in this case, we've got a 4-burner grill outside. We're actually only going to turn 2 burners on. That will give us space to cook the cob itself and not burn the husk that we've pulled back that will eventually serve as a handle. So we're going to turn our left 2 burners on, get that really nice and hot, and then we're going to go back into the kitchen and get our corn prepped and ready. Now that we're back in the kitchen, we're going to husk our corn. Now this is a pretty messy process if you're not watching what you're doing. So we're going to do it over our trash can in our kitchen. You can do it in the sink as well if you want, or depending upon how your grill is set up outside, feel free to do it outside directly into either a bin or a plastic bag, or directly into a compost pile if you've got one. To start husking our corn, we're going to start from the silk end. We're going to take and peel back some of the leaves. If you've never husked corn before, it is a pretty simple process. Again, it's a little bit messy, but you're going to grab a couple of leaves at a time from the top, and you're going to slowly peel back down to the stem end. Now, if we were just eating this corn on the cob style with butter and salted water, we would remove the husk completely. But in this case, because it's Mexican street corn elote, we're actually going to pull the husk back and use that as a handle. So that way we can eat this standing up at our picnic with all of our friends. So we're going to slowly work through our process. We're going to peel the husk back, all the way back, but not taking it completely off. We're going to take off any extra silk that might still be on. You can just kind of pinch it between your two fingers and peel it off, throw that in the trash. Once that cob has been husked and ready to rock and roll, just put it into a 9x13 or onto a sheet tray, kind of as a prep landing zone ready for you to take out to the grill. We're going to repeat the process with as many ears of corn as you want. In this case, we're going to do a couple of dozen as we take them off to our family gathering here soon after this video. Now that our corn is husked, we have one more step before it's fully ready for the grill. We're going to take each of these corn cobs and we're going to apply just a little bit of oil to each one and a touch of salt. This is going to help the heat transfer from the grill kind of all the way around, encompassing the corn cob, and it's going to help char more evenly. This is also a great place to add some salt to start seasoning, because as the corn starts to burst a little bit on the grill, it's going to release some moisture, and that salt's going to have a chance to get into the corn instead of just sitting on the outside. So now that our corn is ready for the grill, it's salted, it's oiled, it's husked, we're going to get the rest of our mise en place ready. So once we have our grilled corn, then we're going to be able just to move right through the steps while it's still hot and delicious. So the rest of the ingredients that we're going to need are some mayonnaise. We're going to get ours off into a little bowl so we can use a rubber basting brush to slather that on. Once we've got our mayo, we're also going to get our chipotle powder ready. In this case, we've just got a jar that's got a shaker top on it. Can you remind our shoe chefs out there what a chipotle is?
It's a smoked jalapeno.
Exactly. We also need lime. Then we'll need a little bit of cilantro. We're going to just rough chop our cilantro so that way we can sprinkle that all over the top. And then lastly, we're going to need our cotija cheese. Cotija is spelled C-O-T-I-J-A, but pronounced cotija. And cotija is an aged, dry cow's milk cheese. Typically tastes nice and salty. Kind of similar, somewhere between feta and Parmesan, if you've never seen it before. Once all those ingredients are ready, once all your mise en place is ready, we're going to head out to the grill. Now, using the 2 left burners on our grill, we're going to have to work in batches because we don't have enough room for all of the 1.5 to 2 dozen ears of corn that we need to do. So we're going to take and fit as many as we can on that left side of the grill, making sure that the corn is on the fire side and the husk is off to the right where there is no fire going. This will help us so that way we don't burn the husks and we can still use this as a handle. And then we're going to slowly begin to char the corn. We're going to work kind of rotisserie style. We're going to char one side and turn it, char that side and turn it until we're charred kind of all the way around. This is a choose your own adventure situation here. You can char this as much or as little as you want. We're going to go kind of in between. We want some kernels that are left just whole and beautiful, and we want some nicely charred bits, so that way we get a little bit of everything in every bite.
And at school, we have our own You Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Do you? That's pretty fun.
They're mostly Can You Survive?
Oh, wow. Well, we're
Fun
gonna
ones.
definitely survive through this, especially if you're sticking with us here. So once your corn is charred the way that you want it, we're gonna pull that back off onto our sheet tray or our 9x13 dish, whatever you use for your landing zone. And we're going to continue through the process until we're completed. Once we have all of the corn charred and ready to go, we're going to head back inside. So now that we've got all of our corn off the grill, it's nice and hot and ready to go, we're going to move into our last steps here. So while this is still hot, we're going to take our mayonnaise that we prepped earlier into a bowl with our silicone pastry brush. If you don't have a pastry brush at home, you can use a spatula or a spoon. It's a little bit messier, but perfectly fine. So we're going to dip our brush into our mayonnaise, and then we're going to slather it up and down the corn cob all the way around. Now you can use as much or as little as you want. We're going to use a pretty good amount. This is adding some fat and will help carry flavor, but it's also going to be the glue that's going to hold every other ingredient on and allow this stuff to just look beautiful and delicious, super inviting too. So now that the mayonnaise is on, then we're going to zest our lime and juice our lime all over this. We're going to add our chipotle powder Or again, if you don't want to use that, you've got tahini, go for it. We're going to sprinkle that all over the top. Then we're going to take our cotija cheese, sprinkle that all over.
We like it cheesy.
There we go. We like it cheesy, so we're going to add a lot. Then lastly, we're going to take our chopped cilantro, sprinkle that over the top. And that is elote. Now you've got your handle and your husk, and you get to eat it. Take a big old bite, buddy.
That's really good.
That's awesome. So now we have elote. It's sweet, it's fatty, it's salty, it's sour, it's smoky, it's spicy. Now, if you've stuck around with us this long, we love you and we see you. And we promised you at the beginning, we were going to show you how we can take elote off the cob and plate it up like a high-end restaurant. So, Xander, you ready to do some magic?
Yes.
So let's show our shoe chefs exactly what it looks like when you take elote off the cob and make it beautiful.
3, 2, 1. Sí, muy delicioso.